President Paul Kagame held his last rally in Kigali at Chichichuro, Gahanga, where thousands of people turned up to attend the rally. And they started coming as early as 5, according to some people on the ground. And at about 1 p.m., President Paul Kagame made his way into the crowds, waving to them, and he was all swarmed with so many supporters. And at the beginning of his address to the congregation, President Paul Kagame stressed it clear that there is nothing to lie about in terms of his support, plus also the kind of jubilation and the love that the Rwandans are showing him.
You can't fake unity, you can't fake excitement, you can't fake a turn up like this one.
After addressing the crowds, the journalists were given an opportunity to have a press conference with President Paul Kagame, who is the candidate in this presidential race where there are 3 contenders. And this press conference was held at the Kigali Convention Center. Some of the questions that were asked to the incumbent Kagame was about the Rwanda's involvement, especially in their alleged support of M23 rebels in eastern DRC.
You have heard of something called FDLR. These are genociders, the remnants of these murderers of our people here in 1994. The names are known. Even now I can give you 20 names of their leaders who were here, who killed the people in 1994, who are there and leading these groups. That small group that stayed behind is that one which links with other people from outside. Some of them Rwandans, others just outsiders in their own countries who associate with the politics of that time in 1994 of this country. 1994, when the genocide was taking place, there were countries outside, people who either play part in their politics or who were associated with this genocide.
President Paul Kagame scoffed at the foreign critics who he said they have failed to analyze the problem, especially of the M23, and why Rwanda would be involved in this, because he still alleges that the very many Tutsis who are Congolese living in eastern DRC, who are continuously being harassed and some allegedly being killed and forced to leave Rwanda, yet they are Congolese.
In other words, the kind of politics behind it is that maybe these people called Tutsis don't belong here, they belong to Rwanda. Or in other circumstances, they would belong to Burundi because they have the same population configuration.
In 2017, when President Paul Kagame was being nominated as the RPF presidential candidate during a 7-year term before they have transitioned into the 5-year term, President Paul Kagame told the Rwandans that it's high time that they found the next leader to replace him or succeed him. And it's still the same question as to whether there is a plan by the Rwandans or the Rwandan government headed by the RPF, of which President Paul Kagame is the top leader, as to whether they have a succession plan.
Now, as I have said, there was a time I wasn't president. I didn't even want to be president. I refused, actually. Now, when I became president, and the people of this country who matter to me more than anybody anywhere else, keep saying, we want you here, Oh, by the way, we have also had open conversations with them in our meetings of the party I lead. I have been telling them to actually look for another person. I've told them in 2017, I started in 2010. 2017, I was more vocal.
It is common in African politics to find many leaders, before they leave power, they would want to get someone to succeed them. But according to President Paul Kagame, that is not his kind of approach.
I don't like this whole idea of grooming. Grooming focuses on one person or another. I prefer, I'm not going to name anybody for you to lead you. You be the ones to look for somebody to lead you from among us.
President Paul Kagame told the Rwandans that he has been traversing the country for 3 weeks, telling them on where he wants to see Rwanda in the next 5 years if he voted the president of this country, and therefore he's only waiting for the results on Monday, of which he said he's very sure he will win. There are over 2,000 polling stations, especially for the Rwandans who are living in diaspora, and they are going to be voting on Sunday, which is tomorrow, and then the results are going to be channeled to the National Electoral Commission of Rwanda. And then Monday will be the voting day where the Rwandans are going to be deciding who becomes their next members of parliament, plus the president of this country. Sudhir Byaruhanga, NTV, Kigali.